Welcome to Music and Gear News, April 6th, 2020. Who else has quarantine hair? So it looks like most of the news that is out there right now are various companies and producers offering out free courses, free synths, free VSTs, and the like. So let's take a look at some of those now. Modular Synthesis for Beginners is a 3-part series on the beginnings of how to get into using synths. It's a huge world and can get really confusing, especially if you're a beginner. So they've put together a 3-part series by their friend Neumann that explains the basics of oscillators, filters, and envelopes. I'll put links to all this stuff down below, so go check that out if you're interested in getting started in synths or if you just want a refresher. Universal Audio's Luna arrives in 2 weeks. The CEO of Universal Audio, Bill Putnam Jr., has said that rather than going with the big fanfare like they normally do with their releases, they're just doing a quiet release early for this one in light of everybody being cooped up. He wanted to get something out there musical for people who are sitting at home, something new for them to look at and check out. Luna is a recording application that looks to transform Apollo interfaces into fully integrated recording systems. It has deep Apollo interface integration, built-in NEV summing, multi-track tape emulation, as well as UA's long-awaited first foray into software instruments with Luna instruments. Among those instruments is a mini Moog emulation endorsed by Moog themselves and a Ravel grand piano emulation. It's mentioned on their website, but the makers of Luna have said that owners of Apollo and Arrow Thunderbolt audio interfaces will receive Luna for free, and Luna will be included in all future Apollo devices. Gibson, Sweetwater, and Amped Up Guitar Learning have teamed up to offer 3 months of guitar lessons for free. Gibson's charitable division, Gibson Gives, has partnered with those 2 other companies to offer 3 months of free premium membership to a groundbreaking guitar learning platform. There is a limited number of free subscriptions available on the Apple App Store, and it's not available for Android users yet until sometime here in Q2 2020. So a little background on Amped Guitar Learning. It was developed by guitar teachers that allows users to learn guitar in a distinct way through an app. It offers real-time feedback with amped animations and videos to teach players techniques and guide them through their development. It doesn't require any guitar cables or amps, just a guitar and, of course, the membership. And it listens to you through your iOS's mic. The app then converts your guitar sound into a tone you can hear through your headphones. Players are able to learn songs from artists like the Beatles and Eric Clapton, and they can also cater to certain genres that they want to learn. You can focus in on certain techniques or genres. On April 8th, 2020 at 7 p.m. GMT, the French electronic duo Justice will be hosting a free webinar with the Masters. Normally the Masters webinars do cost money, but the upcoming Justice webinar will be available for free, so all you have to do is sign up with an email. Also hosting webinars over this period of time is Marcella Areca, Peter Caddis, and Sylvia Massey, but there was no word on if those were free as well. So check their site out for more details on that. So what's going to be covered in this is the members of Justice are going to go over their production approach and philosophy and answer all questions you may have about their workflow and techniques. Red Hot Chili Peppers drummer Chad Smith is playing Name That Groove with Quarantine Beats on Instagram. Chad has been posting a beat a day and allowing his followers to come in and say what they see, and he's actually been getting them pretty spot on. And speaking of Instagram and famous artists, Joe Satriani has been listening to a lot more amateur musicians via Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, and has been, as he says, shamed back into my woodshed by so many young, talented players. So that's a pretty cool shout out from Joe Satriani, just speaking to all the talent that is out there and how great it is that the internet can expose these young artists out there and get their name out. And in more Masterclass news, Point Blank X-Wave's audio tutorial, Mixing in the Box Masterclass, is now available on musictech.net. Again, I'll put links to all these stories down in the description below. So what they're doing is they're teaching you how to create flawless mixes on your laptop, and it's the class is being led by JC Concado, the Point Blank lecturer. So this is to celebrate the new partnership between Point Blank and Waves Audio. So they've created this series of masterclasses that focus on techniques to get the most out of your music projects. And something else kind of fun to check out, composer Andrew Lloyd Webber has released a video of himself playing variations on Daft Punk's Get Lucky. So it's kind of fun to see older, different genre musicians get inspired by completely different genres of music. So that's probably fun and worth checking out. 80s TV Drums from Sample Science is about to be released. It comes with 12 kits of 10 sounds each, a VHS effect, a multi-LFO, low and high pass filters, global reverb, and amplitude range controls. It's going to retail for $16, so that's not too bad. And the plugin could provide a nice retro wave touch to some of your projects. Contact just released a free version of their Analog Dreams, so this might go hand in hand with it, because I actually don't think that had drums in it, so that might be a nice addition to that. And in more free webinar news, famous microphone producer Neumann is offering free microphone basics webinars. Neumann will be teaming up with Sennheiser Sound Academy to host free, detailed webinars on the basics of microphone technology. Their next session will take place on April 17th and April 24th at 1:30 p.m. CET and 6 p.m. CET, respectively. Each session is 1 hour long and is hosted by John McGregor and discusses the important aspects of Neumann's studio microphones. This includes important theoretical principles, some tips and hints, product care and maintenance, and other topics. I'm sure many of you are like me and you like those freebies that are being offered right now. So here are a bunch of freebies of the week. Steinberg offers free versions of Cubase, WaveLab, and more in its Stay-at-Home Elements bundle. So it's going to have Cubase elements, Dorico elements, WaveLab elements, and the absolute collection of plugins. It's going to be available until May 15th and will be free to use for 60 days, so then it'll go behind the paywall. So the Elements version of the dog gives you everything you need to start making music on your PC and Mac. WaveLab Elements, meanwhile, has you covered for audio editing and mastering. And then Dorico Elements is a streamlined version of their notation software. So if you're familiar with Finale or Sibelius or Noteflight, which is a free web-based application, Dorico is similar to those, but I would say more in the vein of Sibelius, since it's developed by former Sibelius employees. So the collection contains more than 100 gigabytes of content and includes synths, drum plugins, and more. If you want to add more realism to your drum sounds, you might want to check out SnareBuzz. It says it'll give realism to your tracks by simulating the sympathetic resonance produced by the wires of snare drums when other sound sources play near the gear, which I always thought you tried to get rid of that, but I guess if you just want ultimate realism, you can add a little bit back in. It's available for Mac and Windows in audio units, VST, VST3, and AAX formats. CX5M. This is an emulation of the 1984 Yamaha CX5M and the 1985 Yamaha CX5M2. I guess they're pretty identical or fairly identical. The CX5M incorporates classic Yamaha FM sound process using 4 operators and 8 algorithms. It also includes the Yamaha type feedback, which routes the output of an operator to its own output. The link I'm including below will also have video samples of all this, the CX5M playing. It actually sounds pretty cool. SynthMaster One is now free for iOS devices. KV331 Audio's highly acclaimed app is on offer until April 15th. And after that, it goes back to its usual price of $20 in the App Store. It has a ton of features and is essentially the mobile version of KV331's larger award-winning synth. It's a semi-modular wavetable beast that boasts 2 oscillators with 2 subs, 2 filters, 4 ADSR envelopes, 3 LFOs, a 16-step arpeggiator/sequencer, and 16 voices of polyphony. Also included in the app are 650 presets. That is a beast. Well, other features are 11 different onboard effects with distortion, lo-fi, ensemble, phaser, 6-band EQ, compressor, vocoder, delay, chorus, tremolo, and reverb. Well, since this is my first one of these, and since there's a ton of extra stuff going out there for free right now due to the whole stay at home and be creative at home, don't go out. I don't know if these will always have this much news in them, but I thought this was pretty fun to put together. So if you like it, give a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.